I would want to give her a hug and tell her, you know what, to not blame herself for this situation. Pitting your kids against each other, that's really cruel to your kids.
It shows character when you can celebrate someone else's success. Thanks for tuning in to Honey Hearts. I'm Sandra.
And I'm V.
Let's get into today's story. Sibling dynamics can be tricky to navigate. You grow up together and you share your childhood together. But your lives as adults grow differently, and what was once a shared childhood starts to change. Today's story is from subreddit True Off My Chest, titled, Parents Confess That My Siblings Resent Me for My Success. Trigger warning, mentions of abuse and depression.
Oh.
Sorry if grammar is off, English is not my first language. I, 25 female, have 2 siblings, 23 male and 20 female, who live with my parents still. My siblings both suffer from severe depression, both have no education and no job. My parents never helped/supported us with anything, and my father has been verbally abusive, and both my parents enabled a lot of bad behaviors and choices. I left the house at 19 and built my own success through working my A off, and am now a homeowner, have a relatively good income, and am very happy in life. My siblings, however, remained at home and spiraled out of control, and now no longer actively participate in society. Throughout the years, I have offered my siblings on multiple occasions to help them, albeit financially or with their mental illness, through offering them to hang out or even give them a room in my house so they can be away from my parents. But they have always refused or never gotten back to me. They've never taken the initiative to message me, to make plans, have a talk, or whatnot. It always had to come from me, and in the 6 years that I have been out of the house, I have not ever done anything to bond with them. It has always hurt me that they never wanted to be closer to me, and I haven't been able to help them. About 2 weeks ago, I was hospitalized for severe health complications, and my parents visited me, but my siblings both never saw me or got in touch with me. I expressed to my mom that I would love to see them, and I don't understand why they just don't want to talk to me. She confessed that my brother and sister, quote, have a hard time with seeing how well I have my life in order. I asked her why that would be a reason they don't want to see me. She got nervous and kept dancing around the question by trying to change the subject. And then my dad stepped in and said something along the lines of, quote, I mean, I understand them, my siblings. You seem to have everything and they don't. They really hate you for it and prefer to stay away from you when you visit home because they can't stand that you are living a successful life. My mom got kind of mad to my dad for saying that, but she did not deny it. Apparently, my parents openly expressed to my siblings that I am, quote, their favorite child, and that they wish my brother and sister would be, quote, more like me. I have no idea stuff like this was being said at home. My parents ended up leaving that afternoon on a pretty bad note, and I've done nothing but cry the past few days. I feel intensely heartbroken and don't know how and if I should ever talk to my brother and sister anymore. I hate my parents for apparently saying stuff like this to my severely depressed siblings too. My parents were never there for me, and they damn well know it. I really love my brother and sister and my parents despite our lack of communication and rocky past. But hearing this feels like a knife in the back. My mind is just all over the place and I feel like I'm going mad from a broken heart. I haven't talked to my friends since it happened and have had the urge to block literally everyone out of my life just to be alone forever. I feel the sadness from OP.
This is so depressing.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can hear the sadness and how OP feels about not receiving any communication from their siblings and like not being supported from her parents.
No, I know this isn't our usual, like, am I the a-hole type of situation, but I think this seems like, I would want to say, like, if I was OP's friend, I would almost want to give her a hug. Well, assuming it's her. I don't know, but it sounded like her.
25 female.
Okay. Like, I would want to give her a hug and tell her, you know what, to not blame herself for this situation. Because she had no knowledge that this was being said about her, like that her parents were saying, oh, so and so is my favorite kid. You should be more like so and so to the siblings. Like, it's hard, but I feel like it does seem like OP is hurt by it, which is rightfully so. As a friend, I would say, don't blame yourself for this because you are not responsible for creating this image and ruining this relationship between you and your siblings and creating that divide.
It sounds like OP tried her best to be there for her siblings where she can. I mean, 25 is still a pretty young age to take on, what OP has taken on to create a life for herself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the parents are quoting her to be successful, but she's really only 25. Like, she's still very young, in this journey of life. And she mentions offering hangouts with her siblings and offering for her siblings to stay over to, just live a little outside of their parents' influence, but the siblings are not taking her up on it. And it's really not your fault, OP. Like, you are reaching out and, you can't force them to grab that hand, but it's good that you are offering it.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just, this is one of those situations that it's almost like you can't be the only one trying in the relationship. It's okay, the siblings might feel some sort of way because of what they've heard, but at this age, assuming they are a little bit older here as well, around maybe closer to OP's age, maybe a little bit older, maybe younger, I'm not sure. But assuming they are also, not exactly teenagers in the scenario.
Oh, are you talking about their age?
Yeah.
23 male and 20 female.
Okay, yeah.
They're only a little bit younger.
Yeah.
They're all very close in age.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely takes two to have a relationship. And if OP is looking to mend it or to have a close relationship, which from this, it does seem like OP wants to, I think having an honest conversation with the siblings directly without the parent, maybe to clear the air and to figure out, what was being said. Because at this point, it seems like OP only has the parents' side of things.
Right.
Because for all she knows, maybe there's something more to it, something different completely to it.
Yeah. It's very sad that OP hasn't really had a honest conversation with the siblings. OP is only hearing this for the first time from her parents.
And also, sorry, but shame on the parents. You should not be having okay, you're free to think whatever you think, I guess. But to say that and perpetuate that message over and over to your other kids that so-and-so is your favorite and pitting your kids against each other, it's really cruel to your kids.
Yeah, definitely as a parent, you shouldn't be comparing the kids to each other, and especially not telling to their face, hey, I like your sister better. Your sister's our favorite child. Or it's just not, it's not a healthy relationship. It never will be. Comments are very supportive of OP. Comment says, hugs, you are not responsible for their feelings. You offer to help, they refuse. Your parents are the biggest problem. It's okay to cut out toxic, abusive people. And I'm going to add, even if they're family, even if they're your parents, it's okay to set boundaries.
Yep.
Another comment says, my firstborn brother has been nothing but a disappointment for everyone in his life. The first time I heard the quote, he resents your success excuse for his behavior, I went low contact. Before that, I hadn't realized how his children would ask for parents before saying hello every time I visited. The problem is that he is the underachiever of 4 siblings, so he has distanced himself from the rest of the family because it is so hard on him. I guess this happens often then, right? Like this dynamic.
I feel like it can be tough. I think growing up, especially if they're people you're close to, you can't help but compare. And I think even in any setting, like between friends, between peers, even, between work colleagues, or especially within family, I think it's definitely, I don't want to say normal, but I guess it's more common to see it where there's some level comparison, like so-and-so so good at this. Why am I not as good or, as good as so-and-so, and maybe link that to your own self-esteem. But I think it's important to see it as, someone could be better than you in some aspects, but
there's always someone better than you in something.
And you can't be the best at everything, but it is important to have people surrounding you, not determining your worth by whatever they see the comparison as. But I definitely think it's a mix of both things. Like environmentally, like hopefully you can surround yourself with people who value you as you are, but also if they have constructive criticism for you, to want to help you and not say things like, why aren't you like so-and-so? They're doing well. Why aren't you?
Why aren't you as good as your sister or your brother? It's hard because there will be people that you run into in life that point out those comparisons where you are better than someone in something or not as good as someone in something. That's just how it is because, like, think of everybody that you're surrounded by. Not everyone's going to be on the same level in every aspect, but that's okay. Like, it's okay that you are not, the same exact, like, skill set as someone else. As long as you're trying your best and what you want to do, that's fine. It's definitely wrong of the parents to be pitting the siblings against each other like that.
Yeah. And if the siblings are using this, if they actually are using this as the reason why there's a divide in that relationship, I would say they have a big part of the fault as well. Because they're, in a sense, blaming their self-esteem or confidence on OP's success here. And I say, if you really care about someone, you would be happy for their success. And your own feelings about your own self-esteem or how you feel about your own abilities would be a separate matter.
Right.
I know it's hard to differentiate, but I mean, same way as if you're happy for a friend's success, you wouldn't be secretly hating them on the inside for it, I hope.
Right. And I think it shows character when you can celebrate someone else's success, especially if they are a sibling, a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that you've grown under the same rough situation and circumstances as each other. To see them break free from that and be able to achieve what they have achieved, in their young life because they're only 25, like, you should be proud of them and then take that as inspiration. Like, we can break out of this toxic environment that we've grown up in. Comment says, your sibling would probably be jealous of nearly anyone on earth at this point. Your parents didn't need to say that to you. You know they're toxic. Take everything they say with a big grain of salt, and they're obviously getting some needs met of their own by having grown kids live with them. They may be abusing them verbally or worse every single day. They could be given threats, privacy invaded, all that stuff. It's saddening, yes, but things change and you're still so young. That's what I'm saying. OP is so young to be pitted against. And, you have the rest of your lives for this dynamic to improve. I'd periodically reach out to your siblings separately. Check in with your kind offers, which I bet sooner than later one or both will take you up on when the time is right. Congrats on your accomplishment, and you beat the odds coming from the background you did. Good luck healing up. I think that's a really great comment to end on.
Yeah, I really like that. And I second that. Like, OP, stay strong.
It sucks now, but there's so much opportunity for it to get better, especially since you are reaching out, letting them stay with you if they want or talk to you if they need to. I think just be there for them when they need you and just let them know that you're available. I think they will come around. There's so much time and so many opportunities for them to finally take that hand that you're offering. Good on you for offering that, and good on you for beating the odds of having a rough background.
Yeah, and I really, really hope things go well. And I agree with that last comment. Definitely reach out to them separately and see what the real situation is.
So this is not a judgment on am I the a-hole or not the a-hole, but it's just you can do it.
Yeah, this seems like a more wholesome encouragement type of post.
Tell us what you would do or what you think of a tough and changing sibling dynamic. Have you had a similar situation, or have you heard of any similar situation? And do you have any advice for OP if OP happens to hear this story?
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials at Honey Hearts Podcast. We upload every week. And don't forget to give us 5 stars on Spotify, guys.
5 stars. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Oh, I wanted to cry for OP.
I was like, this is so sad.
I was like, I feel the sadness, like reading how OP. First of all, OP has great grammar,
which is rare.